Alright, so this will pretty much be the last video for this bike, so I more or less just kind of wanted to do a walkthrough on here and just kind of go over from what I can recall exactly what's been done to the bike. So I'm sure that there will be some things that I will miss, so feel free to post any questions or anything on there or on the comments area, and I'll try to get back to you with that. But just to get started here, basically the bike is it's a matching numbers Harley-Davidson. It's clean California titled, has a 2000 FXST Harley-Davidson Softail standard. So that's what this bike started out as. That's what I have it registered, insured as. So it's all really quite cheap. Nothing you have to deal with a special construction bike. But starting at the front here, I'll try to get as much detail as I can kind of show here. Unfortunately, you really kind of need to see the bike in person to see a lot of it, but it's a 23-inch 52 fat spoke wheel in the front that I had them powder coat before putting together, so I was able to do the rim, the hub, and the spokes and leave the polished stainless nipples around there. Brand new rotors, all black from Summit Racing. The stock wrinkle black Harley-Davidson caliper on the front, which was basically just cleaned out all the pistons and everything and put new brake pads on there. Shaved down the fender tabs and everything on the lowers here, so just a nice clean look, and powder coated those. Everything powder coated is in the gloss black. You can see the triple trees, custom headlight lift bracket. The headlight was bought and then repowder coated to the gloss black. Did all custom rubber on the inside, and have a dual beam light in there. The grips, the controls, the levers, the handlebars, and the risers, all powder coated. Kind of some custom things as far as not having the master cylinder up on the handlebars. This is a cable pull which goes to the master cylinder, which is actually located down under here, which I'll show in a minute. The internal throttle, and then you just have your cable pull clutch on this side. Your left and right turn signals are right in here, just the buttons, and the bar and mirror. You can also see kind of the stem cap here, as well as the fork caps. And these have the knurled edges around here that kind of tie in with the grips. So just little detail things like that. The tank is a Cole Foster tank that I customized basically to lift it up a bit. You can see, I don't know if it's going to focus too well here, but the filler plate that's in here, so you can see the welds that are obviously exposed around here, and then the lift brackets here, and as well as around the filler. So I have had this just the polished metal. You can see now that some of the surface rust is coming back. I had this at Born Free about a week or so ago, and just a ton of people got a lot of interest in it. A lot of people were taking pictures, putting their hands all over it. Had girls all up on it and taking their pictures on it and stuff. So you can see that surface rust has come back. The intention was to sell this bike and let someone else, decide what they wanted to do with bodywork and paint. So again, that's why a lot of these welds have not been ground down. Well, they have been ground down, but nothing is super clean as far as that goes. So I just want to make that very clear, because a lot of people seem to be liking the look of this bare metal. I like the look of the bare metal a lot. The exposed welds and stuff is not an issue to me. I don't mind seeing that so much. I would definitely paint probably this bracket here as well as this one, obviously on both sides. And then clean up the metal and then clear coat it if you wanted to do that. But I just wanted to be real clear on that, just because I've had a lot of people that had a lot of interest in that, but I just keep telling them it's just bare metal, so nothing has been done to that, and I really would like to leave that up to the new owner. So Moving back over here, the custom one-off grill or scoop, whatever you want to call this, just really kind of fills in that space, you know, I think down here a little bit. Just gives a nice little accent. Also kind of hides the master cylinder for the front. You know, I'm not going to go through, you can watch previous videos of how that all works. Again, that probably doesn't work as well as your stock brake would, having the big master cylinder up here. So it does do its job. It does, you know, slow down and stop the bike. It holds you at a light. But I have primarily been using the rear brake. That's honestly just kind of the way that I'm used to riding these bikes. I have had a lot of bikes without the front brake, as well as, you know, just the jockey shift bike. So you know, I'm kind of used to not having the front brake. But, you know, that being said, it does work. You can actually adjust it even so it works even better than it does now, you know, technically. But I have it set fairly loose. But again, I just wanted to be very clear on those kind of things. It's more of a custom deal. You know, and I do want to stress that it does work, but it's not going to be that same feeling, you know, as you have with the master cylinder up here, where it's that direct, you know. You actually got to get quite a bit of pull to engage your brake because it's done on the cable. So it's just a little bit different feel, something you got to get used to. The pegs are just, these are actually bicycle pegs. They're Odyssey bicycle pegs. You have a motocross style peg for the shifter as well as the brake. All that's been powder coated. The brake side's been customized. I'll get over there to that. The new shift linkage, which has again been powder coated. The inner and outer primary. Actually, I'm sorry, this is actually painted, but regardless. The inner and outer primary were powder coated. The oil bag, the electrical cover, speedo and brackets, the motor mount, the frame cover, which is under the tank here, the rocker covers and the rockers, the entire swing arm, you know, including the pulley on the rear wheel, the license plate, bracket, as well as frame, the brake light, the struts, all the axle caps, the swing arm caps, which you can see over here. So there's a lot of, like, you know, just like the bolt caps and things as well that you don't really notice. These fin covers here. Let's see. The carb top, which is kind of a kind of different. The actual air cleaner itself, you know, powder coated and then brushed this portion of the interior. It's kind of a unique look. Just straight breather bolts, so no filter really within that. There's little filters inside these bolts, but nothing else obstructing over here. The one-off custom-made exhaust, you can see that's wrapped with the fiberglass wrap. The push rod covers and tablet blocks were powder coated. The cam cover, the tranny side cover, the tranny top cover. I think I already mentioned the oil bag. The controllers on this, controls on this side. You can see that the brake arm itself has been completely customized. So it virtually looks like custom controls on here, even though they're just customized from the stock ones. And then the signals. So that's basically what's been done there. The seat's completely custom seat. One off as well. Just I made this and basically just drew it up and had a guy sew on this top grain leather. This is actually my leather, so you know, I thought that came out really, really well. As far as, let's see, the electrical, you have your, you know, your auxiliary, which is, you know, turning it this way. This is your ignition. You have your run stop switch, your high-low beams, and your start buttons right up here. You got your speedo. I don't know that I mentioned, it's right now, it's probably not going to be able to read it. It's 105 miles, actually 104.8. When I bought this bike and started doing the customization, I actually bought the bike with under 10,000. But when I started doing the customization, I believe it was 10,027 miles. So let's just say 10,030 miles. Now it's 105 more. So 10,135 miles basically. Or 32 miles if you want to get it more exact, is actually what is on the drivetrain and motor. All the gaskets, O-rings, Any kind of seals, majority of bearings and things were all replaced in there when I took everything off for powder coat, so everything was done correctly. You can see that the dummy lights are in here. This is just your neutral light. You see when you put that in gear, that goes away. This is the oil light, which goes away once the bike started. That'll just come on if there's, you're low on oil. The high-low beam, you can see there. If you look up, you can see that works off the front. Your left signal, so you see the indicator here, as well as your rear signal and front signal. And then your right, you can see the indicator again. And then your rear and front signal. The brake lights obviously run here, as well as the rear two brake lights, and those are the sensor is only on the foot brake itself. So basically, if you're just using the front brake, the brake lights will not go on. So I don't know anyone that uses just the front brake regardless, and I've just always set them up that way, so not a problem for me. But just want to try to mention as many little detail things that I can remember here. Your choke is right here. Basically, your petcock, this is in the off position. This is a free-flowing petcock now. It's not vacuum operated like the stock one, so you're going to want to make sure this is always off, straight down is on, and forward is your reserve. I got a crossover in this tank, so you really do get to use all the fuel that's in there. Considering it's only about 2 gallons, just over, it's nice to be able to use all of it. And your start button, I think I mentioned right there. So you just turn the fuel on, hit that start button, and it's on. It's ready to go. So I posted a video previous of riding, so you can kind of see the bike on the road. Yeah, again, it's good to go. It's all tuned up. It's riding. It's running. I got my Never Forget Larry Pierce sticker on the back here, that's just a sticker. It's obviously easily removable, but just a little ode to him. And that's about it. So, I want to thank everyone for watching the build. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like the bike that came out here, and more than likely this one will be sold here pretty soon. So I'll be starting up the new project. I'm actually starting on customizing a tank here. You can see this is basically in quarters as of right now, but that's just the starting process of that. So I'm already starting to think of the next project and moving on, so keep an eye out for those future videos, and again, appreciate everyone's support, and thanks for watching.